Hi guys, welcome to Kodemine. Carry here. So in this video we have a very important topic, that is if-else statements. So what is if-else statements and why we use into C programming or C++? So the reason behind that if statement, we need sometimes we need to make a decision making into our programming, that if this thing is happened, then we need to execute this kind of statements. So that is the reason we need to use if-else statement in a C programming language. So first of all, we need to understand what is if-else statement, how it works using a flow chart, right? So for example, we need to check the flow. From here we have start of a program, then we have a expression means here we have a one condition. If our condition is true, right, if our condition is true, the statement which is written into a if block, right, or if branch will be executed and our program will go to stop, like our program will be terminated, right? So this will be the flow of our program when our if condition or our this condition is true, right? So that is when our condition or our expression is true. What will happen if our condition is false? So in that case, it will go to the else part. It will jump to the else part. If our condition is false, right, it will only execute else part, and after execution of else part, it will go to the termination, right? It will not touch if branch if our condition is false. So that is the flow of a if-else condition. Simple. The condition is true, then if will executed. If the condition is false, then else will be executed. So here we have some example or some syntax. So you guys can see here we have a syntax of if, right? So it's not mandatory to always write else, right? We can, so else is optional, right? But the thing is, you cannot use else without if. If you guys want to use else, you guys need to use if always. If else is a optional, but if is mandatory if you guys are using. So we have a if. In if we have a certain condition. So this block will only executed when this condition will be true, right? This condition, if this condition is true, then only this kind of block will execute, otherwise this will not executed, right? So that is one type of example. We have a what if we are using else with if also, right? We have a if, then we have a else. So for example, if our condition is false, in this case we are not able to execute anything at that time. But if we have a else here, so what we can do now, if our condition is false, then we can execute this else, right? So that is the benefit of this. For example, we have a this example, int a is equal to 3 comma b is equal to 5. So what is that? Here we have a variable a and b having value 3 and 5. So here we have a condition, if a is greater than b, then in this is a if block, right? You guys can see here this is a if block. So printf a, which means you will print a. If a is greater than b, a is greater than b, 3 is greater than 5, no, it means the condition will be false. So if the condition is false, the compiler will move to the else. So this part will executed, and this is else block. From this brace to this braces we have a else block, and only this block will be executed. Right now we have a write down only one line here to understanding. So that is the reason we will get the output B. So that is a simple logic of if and else statement. So if you guys have any query, any question, you guys can comment into the comment box, and let's run a program related to if else. So we have another program. We will save it as a if else.c. so we have a hash include stdio.h, then we have a void main, then we like int a is equal to 3 comma b is equal to 5, right? So if, right, if A is greater than B, so what we can write down here. So you guys can only write down if also if you want. If you do not required else, right, you do not want to do anything if the condition is false, so you guys can skip else. But if you want to write down else, then if is mandatory. Without if, you guys cannot write down else statement, right? So I am in if block, right, or you guys can write on block or a branch, it's depend upon you. And what we can write down here, A is greater than B, right? Then we have a else block, right? So I will copy this line. So what is that? Else block, B is greater than A. So this is an example, right? So we will execute this thing and we will see how this thing will be executed. So we have a simple here, and we have GCC-O, and we have if else dot c, and we need to write down an object file if else, right? So this is, we do not have any error. Then we need to write down if else. You guys can see I am in else block, B is greater than A. You guys can see here the output. So that is the output. So why is that? We will go here. We have a int A is equal to 3, B is equal to 5. So this condition will be false. So this block will not execute it, right? It will jump to this block, right? And automatically this block will be executed. I am in else block. For example, if I write down here 8, right? So what will happen now? Let me write down here a slash n in the last line so that we can get a clarity. So let me save it out, and we have this kind of, you guys can see now I am in if block and A is greater than B. So why is that? Because here we have mentioned two variable, A is equal to 8, B is equal to 5. If A is greater than B, 8 is greater than 5, yes, then the compiler will go get into this block and it will print this printf I am in if block, right? Then printf slash n will go into a new line, A is greater than B, and it will terminate the program. So that is a if, right? So that is the theory of and practical of if else. So if you guys have any query, any question, you guys can comment into the comment box. And the guys who still not subscribe our channel, please do subscribe our channel by hitting the red subscribe button below this video, and do not forget to hit the bell icon, because we have a very hard working team. So share this channel with your friends and family so that they can also gain their knowledge. And please comment about the video, how you like about the video. And thanks for watching. Have a very good day.